Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today we're settling the ultimate battle happening right now in your wallet, debit versus credit cards. We all use plastic literally every single day, right? But honestly, a lot of us are just swiping without really thinking about the hidden mechanics behind that swipe. And look, choosing between these two, it's not just about which card looks cooler. Grabbing the wrong piece of plastic can actually cost you real money. It can tank your credit score or even make it super hard to qualify for a mortgage or a car loan down the road. So we're going to figure out which one is the genuinely better choice for your financial health.
All right, here's our game plan. We're going to meet the contenders, throw them into a head-to-head matchup, figure out exactly when to use which, cover some common mistakes to avoid, and finally, deliver the final verdict. Let's get into it.
Section 1, meet the contenders. Let's strip away all the flashy marketing and look at the actual mechanics of these two financial heavyweights. First up in the ring, the debit card. At its core, a debit card is just a tool to access your own money. It's tied directly to your checking account, and it pulls those funds from your bank almost the exact second you make a purchase. Boom, the money is gone.
To put that into perspective, think about how instant this really is. If you've got a $500 balance and you spend $100, you instantly drop to exactly $400. There's zero borrowing happening here. You're just accessing the cash you already own. Now, flip that over and look at credit cards. It is a complete contrast. With credit, you're temporarily borrowing the issuer's money up to a set limit. You're not actually touching a dime of your own bank account at the register. Instead, you get a statement at the end of the month showing what you owe the bank. But hey, here's where those mechanics can really bite you. If you pay that full balance on time, a lot of cards charge absolutely zero interest. Free money, basically. But if you're only making the minimum payment, oh man, that interest can add up incredibly fast. It literally turns a quick coffee run into long-term debt.
Moving on to Section 2, our head-to-head matchup. Time to put them side by side across the major financial categories. Round 1, source of funds. Like we said, debit uses your own hard-earned cash right this second. A credit card, that relies entirely on borrowed money from the issuer that you're promising, fingers crossed, to pay back later. When we look at debt in budgeting, debit cards naturally keep you in check, right? I mean, you can only spend what you actually have in the bank. Credit cards, on the other hand, demand some serious, ironclad discipline so you don't spend past your true means and spiral into debt. Okay, let's talk credit scores. Paying your credit card on time and keeping your balances low, that actively builds your credit score and proves to lenders you're reliable. But a debit card? It does absolutely nothing for your credit history. Zero, no matter how responsibly you use it. And finally, perks and security. Credit cards take a massive lead here. They offer cashback, travel miles, and super strong fraud protections that make disputing unauthorized charges a breeze. Debit cards, well, they generally offer way fewer rewards and just don't have that same robust safety net if your card data gets stolen. So bringing it all together in this matchup summary, you can clearly see the trade-offs. Credit cards absolutely win out on rewards and credit building, for sure. But debit cards, they take the crown for sheer simplicity and built-in budget control. All right, Section 3, when to use which. Let's get practical and look at the actionable playbook for when to actually pull each card out of your wallet. So a debit card is definitely your safest bet if you're relatively new to managing your own money. Reach for that debit card if you're trying strictly to stick to a budget, if you want to avoid borrowing like the plague, and if you just crave the peace of mind knowing you're only spending what you already have. On the flip side, reach for that credit card if, and this is a big if, you have the steadfast discipline to always pay your balance on time in full. It's the perfect choice if you're looking to build up your credit history, maximize that cash back, or if you travel a ton and really need those added protections. Just remember the golden rule here: never ever spend money you can't afford to repay. Which brings us to Section 4, common mistakes to avoid. Because no matter which card you swipe, there are universal pitfalls you have got to watch out for. You need to be incredibly careful to avoid toxic habits. I'm talking about things like ignoring your monthly statements, maxing out your credit limit, missing your payment due dates, or handing out your card details. And honestly, perhaps the most financially dangerous mistake of all, paying only the minimum payment every month. Avoid that at all costs. Finally, Section 5, the final verdict. After looking at the mechanics, the matchups, and the mistakes, it's time for the big question. Which one actually reigns supreme? Well, the reality is that neither card is inherently better than the other. I know, a bit of an anticlimax. But the answer depends entirely on how you personally manage your money. Debit is fantastic for simple, stress-free, debt-free budgeting. While credit, it's an incredibly powerful financial tool, but only for the highly disciplined.
I love this quote from our source material because it really hits the nail on the head. The smartest people don't choose one over the other. They use each card for the right purpose. Financial savvy isn't about blindly picking a team. It's about utilizing both of these tools for their specific, unique strengths.
So, I'm going to leave you with a final thought to chew on. Take a look inside your own wallet today and ask yourself, are you truly matching the right piece of plastic to your daily financial goals? Think about your own habits, your discipline. Is your wallet working for you, or is it working against you? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.